Bonjour, ça marche? Ça marche? Bonjour tout le monde. En tant que membre fondateur de l'OTAN, le Canada est ici dans un monde plus divisé que jamais. Donc, je voudrais d'être ici avec mes homologues pour discuter notre défense collective, aussi les menaces dans l'Arctique et le travail que nous devons faire ensemble pour l'Ukraine et le monde aussi. Today, I am pleased to be here in a world that is more divisive and filled with conflict than ever before. And we will continue to work together as NATO allies, as colleagues, as friends and partners on collective defense going forward. As we continue to see horrific images of Ukrainian families and children being killed on the battlefield and in cities and towns across Ukraine, Canada stands firmly, shoulder to shoulder with Ukraine in the short and the long term. That is why today I am here to make two announcements. First, I am pleased to announce that Canada, alongside several allies, will purchase a package of military capabilities under the PURL program. This is the NATO vehicle for military support for Ukraine. Canada's contribution to the purchase of this PURL package will be $200 million, bringing Canada's total contribution to $890 million over the past 6 months. Second, I am announcing that Canada is committing $35 million in security support through the NATO Comprehensive Assistance Package Fund. This brings Canada's contribution to the cap to a total of $180 million. And in particular, that funding is going to support the purchase of resources such as fuel, medical supplies, communications equipment, gear, services, and more. With that, my friends, those two major announcements for support for Ukraine as we go into the winter months, I would like to conclude by saying que le Canada est ici dans le court et le long terme pour l'Ukraine. Nous sommes là pour les règles internationales et aussi pour la démocratie, pas seulement pour l'Ukraine, mais pour le monde entier. Merci et je voudrais recevoir vos questions.
Are the other allies being left out of the negotiations the US is having? It seems like it's between US and Russia, US and Ukraine, but not the other allies. I mean, Marco Rubio's not even here today.
We are continuing to receive updates, and I expect to be speaking with Secretary Rubio as well. We know that the United States is represented here, and it is important, of course, for Ukraine to be part of the discussions as well. I believe that Andrei Sabiha will be briefed, and he's my counterpart, and I'm sure that President Zelensky will also be part of this. Nobody wants peace more than the Ukrainian people themselves, especially since they have been the victims of an unjustifiable and illegal war now for almost 4 years. We need to do whatever possible to support the peace efforts, to support a potential ceasefire, and then to be there for Ukraine in the reconstruction and the replenishment of infrastructure and support for the Ukrainian people.
Minister, what should be some of NATO's red lines when it comes to mentions of the alliance within a peace plan with Ukraine?
We know that the NATO alliance was mentioned in the 28-point peace plan. The key there is to ensure that conversations about NATO membership rest with NATO itself. And in particular, Canada has long supported the open accession process for NATO membership, and we continue to support Ukraine's path towards that that end through the NATO process, of course. And so we very much welcome that conversation, but it is a conversation for NATO and NATO members to have within the NATO process. Merci beaucoup, mes amis.
Good morning. So it's a pleasure to be here at this meeting of foreign ministers, a meeting which is the first one after the historic NATO summit in The Hague. Of course, we will be discussing NATO's preparedness coming out of the summit, what our plans are looking towards the future. A very strong focus will be on our principled support for Ukraine. But what we also see is momentum and a window of opportunity for peace